It's the last week in September and it's time for another garden update. We've got some salad fixings in this grow bag. This is the one that I had the tomato in. And when I removed the tomato, I just put a little 12-12-12 in there because the soil was probably a little spent. And then I just scattered some seeds on top and worked them in, and it looks a little crowded, but it seems to be doing really well, so I think it'll be all right. Got some different mixed lettuces in here. I think this is called Little Jim, and then we've got some red, just some regular leaf lettuce, and Swiss chard and spinach. It's going to be making some good salads for us. And the peppers over here in the containers, they're still doing great. Lots of color. This is my hybrid pepper, second generation. It's got a little pepper started on it. Don't know if I'll get a pepper before we get froze, but if not, I'll take it inside. Out here we have some basil. It's really growing. Some of it's really starting to go to seed over there, but I'm dehydrating a bunch of that. And our ghost peppers, you can see some red out in there. I picked some of those recently, and those are way out of my league, so those will be given away. And then our eggplants over here that I pruned back a lot, they're starting to set on a bunch of eggplants. Some toyo over here. I don't know if this one over here will have eggplants on it or not. I don't think it will. It's looking pretty late. It's the Rosita. Lots of blooms on that Matoyo. It's doing great. It's going to have a whole bunch. Then I recently harvested a whole bunch of these poblano peppers. Still got lots of peppers on, lots of little ones. I forget how many exactly there were, but it was a pretty good harvest. Getting harder and harder to walk through this stuff. This is the Chinese 5-color that I have grafted on to the little hybrid. You can see the difference in the size. The one I grafted it onto is down here, and the Chinese 5-color is way up here. So the graft outgrew the mother plant. There's a fish pepper back there. Those really can produce some attractive foliage, and the peppers can even have streaks of color in them. Then back here we have the Buena Mulata. They get lots of colors on those too. Then we have cayenne pepper here. It's a volunteer. I'm going to be drying some of those soon. Yacons over here. I'm getting wet walking through this stuff. There's an Oda pepper. The Santa Fe Grande is still pumping out peppers. Picked lots of those. Here's a look at the fish peppers over here, the ones that are getting ripe. You can see different colors of the peppers. They go from this green color with white streaks to the orange and then to the red. And we're still getting some long purple eggplants out of the straw bales. And the Matoyo over here in the straw bale, it's setting on some, so we're going to be still getting plenty of eggplants. We'll be harvesting some carrots soon. There's that little pineapple plant. Then I have this basil here. Was the slowest to bolt of the sweet basil, so I'm saving seeds from it. Now we're on the front side of the straw bales again. Some of the petunias, I took a weed eater to them, cut them way back, and they're starting to perk up. The one in this water cooler here and the one in the wash tub are doing really well. The one over here in the hollow log, it's looking kind of yellow, so I added a little fertilizer to it. Hopefully that'll perk that back up. I think later today I'm going to get out here, try to find where I stuck the slips in the ground by these straw bales and dig up some of these sweet potatoes and see if they've produced anything. Getting pretty late in the year. If they're going to make anything, they probably already started by now. And we have some Swiss chard and lettuce and even a little cilantro in this straw bale there. And some miscellaneous peppers in containers. And we have the eggplants and one pepper in that straw bale there. Flowers down here, the canna flowers are doing really well as that banana tree. It's really growing. It's getting big. Then we have some grow bags down here. I'm really happy with the way the grow bags worked out. We've got some pretty good harvest out of them this year, and this is the second year. And it looks like they're holding up pretty well. I even drug one yesterday down to the other end of the garden. That's where that hole is there. And the handle held up well, didn't tear or anything, and that is a pretty heavy load. Let's walk over on the other side of the grow bags and take a look. While I'm thinking about it, I wanted to show you these little zinnia flowers. I don't know if they're going to have time to produce flowers, but that's the second generation this year. Let's just walk over here. I'll just give you a quick look at the peppers, the Courbaki peppers. They're really producing well. Picked a lot of them, and there's still a lot to pick. Haven't picked a whole lot of the Buena Mulatas, but you can see some of the colors they go through. Another Chinese 5-color pepper over here. Another Courbaki. Got a little lettuce in the ground over here. That's a volunteer cucumber. It's not going to have time to make anything. And then we got some volunteer okra and one plant that I cut the top off that's trying to grow back. And the horseradish is looking pretty rough over here, and that's because of these. It's had a real problem with, I think they're harlequin bugs. I really need to spray it again. It kind of took a toll on it. Another fish pepper, ginger root. I'll be having to dig that up soon. And the Florida green cotton. It has some really pretty foliage on it. Pretty red. But it's got cotton that's ready to pick, so I can save some seeds from it. Sage over here. Oregano. Some garlic chives. Everything's just kind of a jungle back in here. I've got a Swiss chard over there that's about 3 feet tall. But the garden's kind of slowly coming to an end. Each week there's fewer things to look at. But that's just the way it goes this time of year. There's some more yacon over here. That's a look at what's left of our garden in this last week of September. Let me know how your garden's doing. And if you're just now finding this channel and you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Otherwise, like, comment, and share. We'll see you next time.